Children not going to school because there's no teacher, adults not working because there are few jobs, and difficulties buying groceries in the wet season. Residents in the Northern Territory's 500 tiny outstation communities have some of the toughest living conditions in Australia. But they're determined to stay on country and fight to get back under land rights law. They're calling on the Territory and federal government to provide more support to ensure the survival of their communities.
Like many of the Territory's outstation communities, Woody Kapaldia is just clinging to survival as its population of 40 dwindles. Layla Parry goes to boarding school in Melbourne and is visiting for the holidays.
I like the quietness out here. Yeah, it's very joyful.
But Woody Kapaldia's School of the Air closed, and now her young brothers are missing out on education.
So I'm feeling a bit concerned about that.
The Territory Education Department says it couldn't find a community member to assist with running the school.
We're just having difficulty with the government, because they can't fund a teacher out here because we haven't got the numbers.
Their grandfather, Joe Parry, gets casual work when he can, grading roads. But he's watched people leave the community because of fewer opportunities under the federal government's CDP remote jobs programme.
There's not hardly any work for, Aboriginal people anymore, even in big communities.
To try to ensure the community's future, he's planning to open a small tour guiding business, but he would need government support.
Instead of giving handouts from the government, we can show them that we can do something out here, ourselves.
Woody Kapaldia is so important to the family because their father and uncle established it in the 1980s. Bill Parry was a leader of the outstation movement, in which 10,000 people returned to country, regained under land rights law.
We can connect to our culture again and we connect back to country.
Martina Parry's father is buried nearby, and she's determined not to let his dream fail.
2 Parry brothers. Worked so hard to take us home to Woody.
But outstations across the Territory are at a tipping point. The Territory government says it can't afford to upgrade essential services infrastructure and housing, reaching the end of its viability without more Commonwealth help.
The outstations are slowly getting strangled, and I think a significant reform agenda needs to encompass the review of CDP and the revitalise remote jobs.
I think of it as a form of cultural genocide. It's a way of really extinguishing people's way of living and being.
The federal government says it is increasing support to the Territory's very remote communities across many spending portfolios.
Point of care for dialysis, whether it's improving outcomes in relation to lung function. But we're also working through the education system on activity, on diet, and then of course there's economic development.
People here in Woody Kapaldia have been trying for years to realise their dream of making this into an economically sustainable community, and it might take them many more, but they're determined to keep living their lives here deep in the bush. Jane Bardon, ABC News, Woody Kapaldia.